I was 71 years old, living quiet, taking my grandson Malik to school every morning, packing his lunch, teaching him how to tie a fishing knot the way my father taught me. Our life was small, but it was ours. Then one Tuesday, a deputy knocked on my door and handed me papers saying Malik's father, my son, had died resisting arrest, and the city was closing the case. Just like that. No hearing, no questions, no truth, only silence. But my boy had called me the night before he died, whispering that a police officer had planted evidence and threatened him if he spoke. I brought that to court like it was the last breath in my body. The courtroom felt cold before anyone said a word. Marble floors, polished wood, people staring as if I had already lost. And at the bench sat Judge Elijah Carter, a black judge who had spent years fighting to be respected in a system that never gave respect freely. He looked at me with patience. But the arresting officer, Deputy Roland Pike, looked at me with contempt. Halfway through my testimony, as I spoke about my son's final call, Pike stood up without permission and cut me off. He said, "This old man is confused. He's turning grief into fiction." And then he turned to the judge and interrupted him too. When Judge Carter ordered him to sit down, Pike laughed. Actually laughed. Said, "You don't run this room." Facts do. You could feel the insult hit the walls. But it wasn't just disrespect. It was something older, meaner. He looked at the judge the way powerful men look at those they think don't belong. Then he called me a liar. The prosecutor smirked. People in the gallery whispered. My daughter started crying. For one awful moment, I thought the room had decided we were nothing. Then Pike pushed harder. He held up a police report and swore my son attacked first. Said body cam proved it. Said my son deserved what happened. And when I tried to answer, the prosecutor objected, and the room laughed when I stumbled over my words. I felt humiliation burn through me. Judge Carter leaned forward, jaw tight, and asked one question. "Deputy, where's the full body cam recording?" Pike said there wasn't more. That should have been the end. But from the back row, a young court clerk stood up trembling. No one noticed her before. Small voice. Cheap shoes. Invisible. She said she had logged a second evidence drive 2 weeks earlier, one Pike ordered sealed. The room froze. Pike shouted at her to sit down. And in that moment, he made the mistake that buried him. Because he shouted before the judge ruled. He interrupted the judge a second time. Judge Carter's face changed. Not anger. Certainty. The drive was brought in. Played right there. And on that screen, my son was shown unarmed, hands raised, begging not to be framed. Then Pike's own voice came through the speakers, clear as thunder. Plant it. No one will believe him anyway. You could hear people gasp. The prosecutor dropped his pen. My daughter screamed. And Pike, the man who had mocked us, went pale. But the final blow came seconds later. Judge Carter asked why Pike had challenged the court so recklessly. And the clerk, still shaking, whispered one more thing. She had recognized Pike from years before. He had been cited for threatening Judge Carter as a young public defender, telling him a black man would never wear robes in his courtroom. The man interrupting the judge had hated the judge long before this trial. That wasn't arrogance. That was corruption exposed. Bailiffs moved in. Pike backed away, begged, said it was a misunderstanding. Judge Carter looked down at him and spoke so softly the room leaned in to hear. You thought truth was weak because it came from men you looked down on. Then he ordered Pike arrested for evidence tampering, perjury, and obstruction. Publicly, in chains. And as they let him out, the man who mocked me turned toward the bench, toward the judge he had interrupted, and asked for mercy before they took him away.